Man, listen. Sometimes I sit back and wonder if this generation truly understand what a cell phone even is. Cause a cell phone ain't just a phone. It's a witness. It's a GPS. It's a diary. It's a surveillance camera. And according to newly released court documents in the Lil Durk case, prosecutors are claiming that some of the very same phones people were using to communicate may have helped build the case against them. Today we gonna break down these newly released documents, the text messages, the surveillance footage, and the digital trail prosecutors say was left behind. And while everybody else is focused on a celebrity, I'm focused on something much bigger, the lesson. Because if these allegations are true, this might go down as one of the biggest examples of how dangerous it is to move recklessly in the smartphone era. Now, before we go any farther, every defendant in this case is presumed innocent until proven guilty. These are all allegations. Again, these are allegations. These are claims being made by federal prosecutors. But what immediately jumped out to me wasn't even the allegations themselves. It was the way these conversations were allegedly happening.
Now, y'all know SCN loves some free cash, so I had to try this. And the good thing about it is, you could be in the bed, you could be at work, hell, you could be on the toilet and make money. Why not? Gas is high as hell out here, y'all. Get up to it. Either hit this QR code right here or click the link in the description.
Group text, phones, messages, digital communication. And that's where things start getting scary. Because once something enters a phone, it doesn't always stay there. This ain't the 90s. This ain't 1995. This ain't 2005. This ain't even 2015, man. Today, every store got cameras. Every gas station got cameras. Every restaurant got cameras. Every parking lot got cameras. Every phone got GPS. Every app stores information. And prosecutors are alleging that multiple forms of digital evidence help them build timelines. Think about that. A timeline. Not guesses, not rumors. A timeline. Minute by minute. Location by location. Phone by phone. And that's where people get themselves into trouble at. Because they forget technology never sleeps. Overt Act number 33. Defendant Banks sent a group text message to co-conspirators, including defendant Wilson, stating Deesky beat his murder. He gonna be more and more dangerous. Overt Act number 34. On August 4th, 2023, defendant Banks sent a group text message to co-conspirators, including defendant Wilson, stating that a suspected government informant and co-conspirator was just ready to snitch blood clear as day, and he gonna tell soon. Overt Act number 35. On August 4th, 2023, in the same group text message thread referenced above in Overt Act 34, defendant Wilson responded, he think he can break us down. Overt Act number 36. On August 4th, 2023, in that same group text message thread referenced above in Overt Act number 34, a co-conspirator replied, beware everybody, not just a suspected government informant. Overt Act number 37. On August 4th, 2023, in the same group text message thread referenced above in Overt Act 34, defendant Banks reassured his co-conspirators, stating, as long as we don't break, they can tell him whatever. Overt Act number 38. On August 5th, 2023, in response to a text message from defendant Wilson, stating, niggas out there already playing with folks' name. Defendant Banks referenced the Banks Gang Enterprise. Defendant Banks referenced the Banks Gang Enterprise violence, stating, crazy blood niggas don't slide or hurt motherfuckers, leaving it all up to us. Now this image right here is probably one of the most chilling images in the entire document. Not because of what you can see, but because what allegedly happened before it. According to prosecutors, this image was taken approximately 45 minutes after Lil Pal was shot. Let that sink in. 45 minutes. Less than an hour. An hour most people spend scrolling social media. An hour most people spend watching TV. An hour most people spend eating lunch. And according to prosecutors, life had already changed forever. Families devastated. A man dead. And an investigation that would eventually become one of the biggest federal cases in hip-hop. That's why this picture feels so heavy. because every image tells two stories, the one you can see and the one you can't. You know what's crazy? Most people don't get destroyed by their enemies. They get destroyed by their own decisions, their own choices, their own words, their own arrogance, their own belief that consequences only happen to other people. And if there's one thing documents remind us of, is that every decision leaves a footprint, every move leaves a trail, and every trail eventually leads somewhere. Forget the celebrity for a second. Forget the names, forget the gang, forget all of that shit. Let's talk about the lesson. Because somewhere right now, it's a teenager watching this, and they think everything belongs online. Everything belongs in a text message. Everything belongs in a group chat. Everything belongs on Instagram, Snapchat. But the truth is, every digital action creates a record. And sometimes, those records come back years later. At Street News TV, we always end with what we can learn. And today's lesson is simple. The streets have changed. The game has changed. Technology has changed everything. Every camera is watching. Every camera is watching. Every phone is recording. Every app is collecting information. And if people don't understand that reality, they may end up learning that lesson the hardest way possible. This ain't just a story about Lil Durk. It ain't just a story about a federal case. This is a story about decisions, consequences, technology, and the digital footprints we leave behind. Because sometimes evidence ain't hidden. Sometimes it's sitting right inside that phone.
Have your gun for me. Better have your gun for Booney. Better have your gun for C. You don't believe me, you gonna see. You gonna end up by that tree.
Know that we did it.
And I got my gun for Boone. They call him Chief. Man, we should have killed him soon, cause he a thief. I told Dickie mom won't eat me. She made me collard greens. She like, Schmirk, you know it's July, right? Why you dress like it's Halloween?
Lil Durk hit with new racketeering murder charge as feds expand murder for hire case. Federal authorities are attempting to strengthen their case against the rap star by adding one of the most serious gang-related charges available under federal law. The stakes appear to be getting higher for rapper Lil Durk and his co-defendants mere months before trial. Federal prosecutors have filed a motion escalating their case against rapper Lil Durk. A new filing from June 3rd indicates that a federal grand jury has returned a superseding indictment which will add 2 serious racketeering-related charges. This expands the government's theory of the complex case just months before the upcoming August trial. Durk Banks and his co-defendants are now also facing a count of murder in aid of racketeering, one of the most serious gang-related charges available under federal law, as well as conspiracy to commit stalking. The feds also stated the new indictment also modifies an existing firearms charge, replacing one legal theory after a recent Supreme Court decision. They are tying the gun count directly to the newly added racketeering murder allegation. The government argued that the revisions effectively rendered one defendant's motion to dismiss the gun charge moot. So as y'all can see, man, the feds are just going crazy with the allegations. As a matter of fact, some brand new shit that just came out, they're saying that THF Bezu and Durk was actually shooting at Rondo. THF Bezu and Durk himself was actually shooting at Rondo, which I find is, crazy. Von brought the wolves out, man. All of the guys that was up under Durk that, shit, they decided to get together and shake something, allegedly,